Here we go. All right. 2024, kitty. So the first day of 2024, we are together giving the astrological aspects and intuitive insights for the month of January. How did we get here so fast? January 2024. I mean, it seems now, I mean, we met a couple of weeks ago to talk about the aspects for the second half of December, but we also talked a lot about the energies that are sweeping at that time, and even in November, that were sweeping us into the first quarter of 2024. Now, here we are.
In 2024.
Here we are.
And
we are in 2024. You're in Florida. I'm in New York City.
And what is amazing is we've been talking all through December how this is 2024. December was 2024. And finally today I was like, Spirit said, okay, now let me tell you why it's been December 2024, because the speed at which we are now moving, we needed. So normally in January, what we did in December is what happens. We review, we put things together, we take a look at it, look at truths, and kind of go from there. We put it all out there in that December, because this January is go from
It's like
day
a
one.
rocket. And I really, and what that brings to mind.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 was 12/31/23.
We
1,
stepped
2,
right
3,
into it.
blast off. 1, 2, 3.
But I've been thinking, now that you're talking about that my guidance, and I shared this in this forum and other forums, that the foundation that we laid between the equinox in September of 2023 and the solstice of December 2023, what we did, the actions we took, our mindset, the emotional work that we did, the digging and the being with and the allowing and the receiving, laid the foundation for this first quarter of 2024 for sure. And I'm really seeing that in my own life right now, how vital it was that I allowed myself to go to the depths I did, because I was in a crappy place, honestly. I mean, I was like, what is going on? It took me a long time. God bless my friend Omar for sitting with me and saying, what's going on? And I really came to that, like, I could be in the world and be upbeat at times, but man, I was really going through it. And I didn't even know for months. But
Yes.
it pulled me down to the work. And a lot of us have had to have that experience of meeting ourselves from a new place. Because for me, a lot of it was just letting go of the old. And I was like, okay, well, now I feel it. I woke up with an exuberance today that I haven't had in I don't know how long. So I was like, well, I guess here we are. It's new. It's
And
fresh.
it's fresh, and all of that work is, this time is about, such a weird thing to say, the individual work that we're doing right now is about the collective. It's so that we can learn how to really move together, not come up with new ways to oppress each other, really understand ourselves, and therefore we can create the space for others.
Yeah.
We don't have time to judge others. They have to do their own work. And that's
Yeah.
the joy and the fun and the space that we can get to. And finding all of these people that are awakening to do it with. It's not perfect. It's not, you know, but it's supposed to be fun. And actually, when I think about it, I am having fun. It's the
Yeah.
most. I think I talked about seeing my family this year. It was fun in that nothing was activating. It was like, okay, it's just the way it is. And I had
Yeah.
never been like that before, really, when I would go, what's my place? What's going on? The constant vigilance. So what do you got for us?
Because well, let me say this, and I'll tell you what came to me for the month of January. What has happened for so many people across the planet is that the old roles, the old identities have been annihilated. So that, I think, is what has given you the freedom to be in a new space with your family. And certainly I see that with myself, not with my family necessarily, but in the world. So
Yes.
let's look at the insights that came to me from meditation, from my guides for January 2024. Number 1, step up, step out, and step away. So The time is now. It's the perfect time to do what you've been wanting to do, with whom you've been wanting to do it. And that it goes into those divine collaborations and community. They're more valuable, more important than ever, the collaborations and community. It's also a great time to leave or step away from situations, people, mindsets, etc., that dim your light, that cause you to not be in your brilliance for whatever reason. And the big note here at the end of this, number one, is claim the spotlight for
Mhm.
yourself in whatever way that means, whatever that looks like. Claim the spotlight. Claim the spotlight. Number two, we talked about this before we went live. Focus on what brings you joy.
Mhm.
The world is full of things that can pull us away from feeling good, right? We know that. Just look at the news. Do what you can to allow the lightness of your being to rise up. Have fun, laugh, play, create art, dance. Find the inner curious child again. Because that inner curious child knows how to have fun,
Yes.
knows how to be playful.
They're very clear. The job is fun.
The job
I
is
mean,
fun.
I was saying to you, it's not positive, what they talk about, and I understand toxic positivity. It's really my job is to figure this out, have fun, find the joy. That's what we're here to do, and hold the space for each other. And everything that takes us away from that, I love what that said. Step in, step out, step away. If it's
Yeah.
taking you away from that, um, and even in things that are denser, sickness and that, I learned that from my own mother who passed away when I was young. There's joy in there. There's laughter still in there. That is the way
For
you
sure.
walk with somebody home. You learn to laugh. You learn to be sad together. All of those things. So
Yeah.
yeah, very much.
There's 4 points altogether. We're on number 3 here. Do
Oh,
the
sorry.
work. That's okay. Do the work. Do the inner and outer work that can help you create the world of your dreams. And we're not talking like globally. We're talking about the world that you live in, right?
Mhm.
And know that by doing so, you create a ripple effect and help others to do the same. Whether you know these people or not, it's an energetic vibration, a frequency that goes out around the planet through the cosmos that floods back in, multiples of infinity. So be that, live that dream, live the dream. It's time to really step into it. 2024. The fourth one, which is very simple, is breathe more consciously and fully. Breathe more consciously and fully. When I was spending a lot of time with my teacher Rosa in the 90s, she would encourage me to breathe because she said, you will touch emotions that you've been afraid to because you hold your breath, you breathe more shallow, in part out of fear at the time for me, and she was right. I didn't want to touch what was below this, the upper part of me. I didn't want to really feel the emotions that were buried there. So breathe. It's calming, it's clarifying, doors open. Very good stuff. Breathe.
Love
you
that.
know, I used to say all the time, if you're not breathing, you're not living, and that's literal, right?
Yes, that's
So
on many
it's
levels of understanding. Um,
mhm, surely.
so this is the astrological aspects, and um, I love those four. I'm going to try to type them out too when I repost this. It is such a time of joy and again, peace, play, be all of those things of who you are. You worked very hard last year, especially in that last, to pull all this stuff up so you can go, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's creative like we've never created before. It's completely different, and it is really about how you look at things, how you look at what world are you buying into, the one that man suppresses each other, and it does. Yes, these things exist, but where is the reality you put your energy? And so do these other things exist. and my job is to hold that place so we can be in that. And
Yeah.
it's not simple, and yet it is. Um, I did
Hmm.
listen to someone today who called it the prophecy. Which prophecy you're going to follow?
Ah,
The prophecy. Um, and what are you going to create? And part of that is learning to create with each other. And this, as much as this is about the individual, the all of those things you talked about are individual, and the individual holding the we. And if I can
yeah,
create that for me,
yeah,
I can hold it for you. Yes, perhaps, you knowing me, I know you, and that has more to do with me when I'm activated. So, yeah, it's
yeah.
it's really interesting. I mean, tonight, Mercury goes direct. Mercury goes direct in truths.
Yes. How wonderful is that?
Oh, I've had an interesting technological day myself, but it's very fast paced. It's a willing adventure. Sagittarius is this really happy energy, and there was a reason way back that Mars spent 7 months in Gemini, and just as we went through that big portal with Aquarius, finally Mars left Gemini, and that was so we could learn to hold the components of opposites and be all right with it.
Hmm.
It's not
Hmm.
but or, it's and. That's
Yeah.
all part of what this is. And that's what Sagittarius is, that truce, that wild adventure. And it's a liftoff. Why do we do what we do? And then the fourth of this month, Mars moves into Capricorn. And that's a big theme this year, this Capricorn, or this month especially, this Capricorn energy. We had Pluto dip back in with the vision we started to look at. Now, how do I restructure? How do I put this together? Where's the potential here? And it
Hmm.
will be moving back into that Aquarian energy where it will basically be for the next 22 years. Uh,
Hmm.
there's
Hmm.
one little dip back into Capricorn for a very short time. Very powerful eclipse is coming this year. Very much that axis that becomes about spirit and the humanness will happen 1 year from now. And so it's really important. The 11th through the 13th, we have Mars in this new structure it's in, working with Taurus. How do I stabilize this expansion? That's the energy you're talking about. Stepping in, stepping out. I'm going to stabilize the expansion. I am creating it. Um, and it's really about that soul, that destiny, starting something anew, starting something
Hmm.
brand new, creative. It's quite the new moon though this year on the 11th. It's in that Capricorn, and it's a very focused way to stabilize, but it's very willful. What's the structure? We're going to go. One of the reasons we're doing all this joy and laughter is we have some real serious energy, seriously becoming happy, seriously becoming joyful. And we will go through a period where it'll be such an oxymoron. I'm really going to do this. Kind of the opposite to
I
kind of,
get it.
yeah. And then as the year goes on, we're going to end up reflecting on that. But that's what we're doing this 2 months. And that circle around mid-March, April, March into April is huge. It's showing up everywhere. And we've been talking about it for almost a year.
Hmm.
Still don't know. I have some more glimpses as to what it is because it leads to a huge full solar eclipse right in the beginning of April.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's in Aries. So it's a new start.
Hmm.
So we'll be back by the 15th. So we do have this intense energy of Pluto just before it dips by the afternoon into that Aquarian energy of what am I restructuring? What are governments restructuring? That's what a lot of this has been about. Us really taking a look at how do we want to participate in the potential that we are, the bigger structures that are
Yes.
there. And we're seeing people drawing lines in the sand going, no, not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I
So
agree with the structure thing. It's been going on for a few years, and I think structures have been breaking down, and there's been a lot of freaking out about it. You
yeah,
know,
that's why I like that word when I heard the prophecy. Which prophecy are you going to follow? The prophecy of the collapse and the doom, or is the second coming about the second understanding of man? They're the same prophecy, and it's both
hmm.
ways. What am I participating in? So,
Yeah, we've got to crack the code so we can live more joyfully.
yeah,
Because, there's a lot of stuff that's on the planet that's, you know,
and we're
keeps
in it.
us
It's
out
not.
of it.
Yeah, it's that I'm standing in it. The step into it. I'm here. Now let me uncover. Where am I? I'm here, but where is
Mhm,
this?
mhm.
So anyway, that's what I've got till the middle of the month. It's an amazingly, the word I'm going to use this word is extraordinary, extraordinary year.
Extraordinary. Yeah, I feel like, I'm curious about this first quarter. I've got some changes coming up this quarter. And yeah, I'm really curious to see. I feel like I'm about to be packed into a cannon and shot out in the
It
most
is the year of the dragon.
blessed, blissful way. So
It is going to be the year of the dragon. And we finish a cycle. We have just Aquarius and Pisces left of that first divine full rotation of that big
uh-huh.
energy we went through in March that we know brought us to another level. And
Yeah.
so it's speeding up, it's very fast. And this is the fastest piece of it. It's the end of a 7-year cycle for light workers. It's the end of there's just it's extraordinary.
It's extraordinary. What is your word for the year? Do you want to share that?
I have two. Besides, and it's through the veil of surrender, is understand.
Mm-hmm.
Really three: confidence and courage. It
Mm-hmm.
is the year of the dragon. This is a fire energy that we're talking about, very expressive, very action oriented. So I think the one that Spirit gave me was understanding. And then as soon as I say understanding, I hear patience.
Yeah.
Patience, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, my
I get
word
it.
is
I
forward.
know. So
My word is forward, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. It's already playing out. It
I haven't found
started.
I haven't found my Latin or foreign word. 2 years ago was adsum. Last year was meta.
Huh.
I have not found that one that it will come across my awareness. I'll go, that's it. That's
Yeah,
another piece of
that's
it.
how things come, right? Sometimes
Hmm.
they just
Oh, especially
drop
right
in.
now,
Yeah,
because it's this energy is very much astrologically this first couple of weeks. So it's very clear to me why we had to do the piece of the truce in December, live that energy. Is This is very daily energy. This is in our intention. This is it's such a funny thing to keep saying, connecting to our guides, our individualism, our port, so we can hold the
yeah,
space because the
yeah,
collective is opening up. We will
yeah,
see in the second half of this year so much more about communities and groups and just a mass awakening in this call. And it's already been happening, but this is, I think, even beyond what I understand. There you go. That's why they keep telling me
yeah.
beyond what you understand. Okay.
Okay, well, there we have it. My
Yeah.
dog is doing some strange thing on the carpet there.
So,
Um, he's preparing to lie down.
ah,
That's
so
what it.
we'll be back the 16th, once again in Florida and New York. But as the time goes on this
Yes,
year, we don't know where any of us are going to be.
I am. I did a process yesterday with a friend on the West Coast, and what I heard then was to really call upon the Pacific Ocean.
Hmm.
When I first moved to California 11, 12 years ago, I created this incredible bond with the ocean there. I would just feel this call to go to the ocean and stand on the beach or walk in the water, day or night, it didn't matter. And I just had such great healings and downloads, revelations there. And I'm feeling to reconnect with that energy of the water there, that specific body of water. So,
Well, and I've never called her a guide, but when we get off, I'll tell you about what they're telling me. So,
okay.
all right.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy
And
New Year, everyone.
I look forward to seeing what comes up in the first 2 weeks,
Me
and we'll be
too.
back mid-month.
Bye bye.
Okay. Ciao.